Radio, the number one show on the Strong Island Radio Network on Mondays at 9 o'clock. Here's your host, John Santo. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the radio. We're going to have a very special guest co-host in a little while. He is running late. He is shopping at my new sponsor, Lowe's. They just did a, Bobby, what did they do? A $5 million deal with us to sponsor? $5 million, I think it was.
We're not supposed to. It's undisclosed. We're not actually supposed to mention.
I love to disclose the amount when it's big.
You do. You do. You love to disclose things.
Did I release the terms of the deal?
Yeah. Well, we had a non-disclosure, and you're pretty much disclosing. So
all right, well,
I don't know how legally that works out, but.
So we had a $5 million.
We may have lost everything. You may have just pulled the Kramer. You remember how Kramer was offered the.
That's funny. You know what's wild though? Like when Boeing sells an airplane, they announce it. Well, actually, no, they don't. They just announce. So the people in media can guess it by. Do we have a rate card, like a standard ed rate package? Like, do we ever publish our rates?
I don't know. We've been basically paying people.
Yeah. When I was in advertising sales, we had a published rate card, but then we used to sell off rate card all the time.
No, yeah, we have a basic thing that we can offer. Yeah.
Oh, look at this! I'm in simulcast here, I could see the text appearing on the show.
Oh, the closed captioning. Closed captioning. We call it closed captioning in the business.
What did I say? What did I say?
You saw the text.
Right, I meant to say closed captioning. But then we used to
oh, by the way,
look what I did! Look what I did! I have my own radio on. How many times in radio do we yell at people to turn down the radio?
Exactly.
And what do? I got my own radio on.
Yeah, it figures.
I don't know how we get all these sponsors.
And by the way, speaking of like totally messing things up all the time, I did mess up the intro today.
How'd you do that?
Well, I counted you in, and then I had you on the air, and then for some reason my hand kind of glitched out, and I went to something else for a quick second, so I cut you out, and I came back. So I lost you for like 3/4 of a second, your intro.
Nobody's going to notice that small of a difference in time.
It's there. It's there.
Is it? It's there? That's okay. we're learning this whole radio thing.
I know. I mean, we've only been doing this for years and years.
This is episode 33.
33.
And the guy on the Mets, number 33, was making a lot of errors the other night. Mets, number 33. What was his name? Mrazarek? What was that guy's name?
I don't know. But what are they playing? This is spring training or pre?
Yeah. The pre. They just played 2 games against the Yankees. They lost both. They're not doing. The Mets didn't look that good, but I think they're going to heat up in July. The Mets are going to heat up in July.
Are they playing in front of any spectators, or it's pretty much all being filmed but there's nobody in the seats? How are they doing that? They're
playing in front of cardboard cutouts.
No.
Yeah. So here's the funny thing. So Citi Field has cardboard cutouts. I would never lie to you. You're my producer.
What do you mean? How many cardboard cutouts?
So, if you're a season ticket holder that renews your plan for next year, I think they're free. One is free per seat. Mm-hmm. Then it's $69 for additional or something. But if you and me, because I don't have season tickets anymore, $86, and we can have our cardboard cutout. Now, the Oakland A's started this idea. Well, here's the thing. Let's say you and I have cardboard cutouts in the seats, and a foul ball hits your cutout. They'll send you the ball. I think that's kind of cool.
Wait a minute. So you're paying for season tickets. You're not able to physically go there, so they give you a cardboard cutout.
Right. But you didn't pay for this year's tickets. It's if you renew for 2021. You apply this year's money towards next year's tickets.
I gotcha. Okay.
In other words, you don't get a refund and then rebuy them next year if you just apply, because they have a cash flow problem. So if you take your tickets that you bought this year and apply it to next year, you get the cutout.
Okay, I gotcha.
But they should send you the ball. So I told my wife that. I said the Oakland A's. I don't even think they're charging $86. I think it's less. But if the ball hits your cutout, they send you the ball. My wife said you have enough balls. I said apparently not. So
they got plenty of balls.
I do. I have. You know what? I caught my first ball. I was with LaRocchia. The ball was foul tipped in extra innings off the thing. The ball boy threw it into the crowd. I caught the ball. Right? First ball I ever got.
Oh, God, that sounded funny. I caught my first ball. I was with LaRocchia.
That's straight. Yeah, you know what? Now that we say it again, it does sound funny.
I just repeated what you said. I didn't say it again.
But I got a ball. I got a ball at spring training when I went with him down in the same year. Then I got one at that game, and then so I keep them in cubes because those are ball. But I have a. So the first time I got a ball at a game, it was exciting. Right now, if I get a ball at a game, you know, my kids, we have so many of them now in cubes that we've, you know, because I've wrestled them away from other children, the elderly. So I feel like I have enough. No, I'm kidding. I never did that. I just give it to people now.
I've never caught a ball or anything, but what I have caught, and I imagine it was close to as thrilling, is at an Islander game when the Ice Girls shot the T-shirts out of the bazooka tube.
You caught one?
And I caught one.
That's huge. That's just as big
That's
as
what
a
I'm saying.
ball.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah. That's big. I'll tell you a story, though. We were on the M&M Sweet Seats 2 years ago. And Manny Arias, a great Long Island comic, big guy, well, I'm about to catch the ball. It's in my glove. He knocks into me, right? Ball comes out. He falls on top of it. Watching him fall on top of the ball made not catching it worth it because I couldn't stop laughing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in tears.
Mm-hmm.
I'm crying in tears. What does he do? He gives the ball to this little girl, 2 years old, maybe less. Hands her the ball. She never got a ball before. So I cried. I was a little sick. I cried for two reasons. One, it was nice to see the girl get the ball. Two, I had to wait till I was 45 freaking years old before I got my first ball.
So you're
getting them at 2?
So he jumped on the ball like a hand grenade. Like he just
like he fell on it like I said at the time like a water buffalo.
Like he was saving the troops.
Yep. And in fact, you know, it's another funny story. So another ball now. So there's a staircase that leads to where they bring the food out for the M&M Sweet Seats, right? Mm-hmm. So the ball goes down that staircase. Not even down the staircase. It was hit on a fly. It dropped in at the bottom of the staircase. Like it just fell straight down. So I fly down the stairs because I'm not letting Manny get this ball. I'm getting this ball, right? Mm. So all of a sudden I hear like he's right behind me, right? So there's those aluminum diamond plate steps. He's right behind me. I'm like, I got to get that ball. No matter what happens, if I have to jump mid-staircase, I'm getting that ball, right? I don't care if I break a bone. I'm getting that ball. He's at the top, just smashing his legs on it to freak me out. He wasn't even behind me. I totally had the ball by a mile. So imagine I jumped off to get the ball.
Yeah.
But he wasn't behind me. So I actually had that ball labeled City Field, May 23rd, 2018, staircase ball, Manny ball. Then I have another one that I caught off the net. I have that labeled. So my wife turns it over. She knows like I know where every ball was caught or retrieved.
So, but you do realize if you bring them to somewhere or try to sell them, they're really not worth anything.
I would not. No, those are just what if they're not. Do I have an authenticated ball?
No, I'm just like like imagine going to like the porn stars in Las Vegas and bringing that ball and you brought it in and said staircase ball. Like
no value. No, I know it's what it is. Right, it's for me.
I know,
but I don't have an authenticated ball here. But once it leaves the ballpark, it's not authenticated. You're screwed. Now they put a sticker right over here. The audio, I forgot. We're just audio. They put a sticker on the ball above the Rollins logo. If it's like I have a game used ball that Steven Matz threw.
Well,
there's a little hologram on it.
You can get it authenticated. Don't you have like Santo Analytics or something, statistics or
Santo Analytics. Yeah. No. Well, MLB authentication is the crown jewel because they put it in their database. So like when I look up my ball on the MLB website, I put in the serial number from the sticker, and it says this ball was thrown by Steven Matz. First ball was a ball,
really
73 mile per hour curveball. Second one fouled off, taken out of service.
I didn't know that. That's awesome. Yeah. So did you print that out?
I bought that ball at the game, after the game.
Okay.
Last year's game.
But did it come with that information printed on it, or?
So what happens is, so let me see if I can pull it up here real quick. MLB authentication. I remember the serial number by heart. So the ball. Wait, what were you asking me? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought.
I was asking, did they give you like a card, where like a printout card, so you can put it next to the ball?
No. So what you get? What you get is you get a just a hologram, a little hologram about that big.
Okay.
Has the MLB Batman logo and a little number etched on it. And what happens is about a week after the game, all that information gets entered, and then I'm just pulling it up now.
You stick the hologram on the ball.
So you they give you the hologram on the ball, and they tell you, I bought mine at the game the same day. It was game used ball that day. So it says, so let me just put it in. Did it take it? It'll tell me. Oh, well, I have to click authenticate. Okay, so the ball I purchased, Pittsburgh Pirates at New York Mets, July 27, 2019. At bat, Jose Ozuna. Pitcher, Steven Matz. Called strike, curveball, pitch 1. Pitch speed, 73.8 miles per hour for a strike. Foul, curveball, pitch number 2. Speed, 80.5 miles an hour, strike 2. And that ball was then taken out of service. So then I could just print this out.
Why did they take it out of service? Why would they take that ball out of service?
All right, so if
it's a foul ball or something, maybe?
So probably hit off the back.
And then they picked it up and put it.
Right, and then they sell it as game used.
Gotcha.
They authenticate it and sell it as game used. Now, I have another ball, the ball that I caught with LaRocchia that the ball boy threw into the crowd. So I remember when I got that ball. So it's not authenticated like this one was, because once he throws it in the crowd, the authenticator has to authenticate it before. So anyway, long story short, the ball is pitched. They foul it off the Dunkin' Donuts sign behind home plate, throws it into the crowd. Now that game was a monumental game for the Mets, because Wilmer Flores hits the walk-off home run and started the World Series run. It was a big series against the Nationals. I know when I got the ball, I know that when I see the game on Mets Classics, I said to my wife, "See that ball? That's that ball."
Oh my God, that's my ball.
I have the ticket.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's true. I see the ball pitched. It was low and outside. I think it was a ball, and then Jose Lobaton was the catcher. He was the batter. He fouled it off the thing, and then the ball boy picked it up off the grass, threw it into the crowd. So I could tell my wife that ball is that ball.
So what you need to do is you need to get that clip of the service of action that your ball did, and you can put that video clip with the ball. People can come up and they can push the button and actually watch the action that your ball served in Major League Baseball. It's like an attraction.
Cool. It's like in a museum where they put the...
Exactly.
Right. So that's interesting. So, yeah, I'd have to get that. I have the ticket, too. I bought the ticket. I have the ticket in the ticket holder. See, they don't do tickets anymore. You know what everything is now? Everything is electronic now, Bobby. You go to a game. Well, not that anybody's going this year. But you buy the ticket, and there's no... I want the paper. I keep it. Look at all the tickets I have here.
Yeah.
Look at all these tickets.
It's like buying a CD or buying music, and you don't get any of the artwork or the credits or anything, and nothing.
If you run out of toilet paper, you can use it.
Who's that? Carlo's there?
Somebody brought up toilet paper.
Yes.
It's the ghost of Carlo Bellario.
Yeah, if you need toilet paper, that'll come in handy, those tickets.
Look at this. I got my ticket for the All-Star Futures game at City Field. So
I keep all my concert tickets.
Yeah, it's a collectible. It's a free
now it's a barcode that you scan.
I hate that. I know. That's all I have on the phone is a barcode. Now I like having I have MLB Ballpark app. Everything all the games I've been to for 8-10 years are on there, so I can see the. Yeah, I can see. If I want the paper ticket, I like to keep the paper.
Yeah, my apologies. I'm redoing my bathroom and it's a nightmare. Oh,
no apologies.
So it's running into way more money than I figured, because when I knocked down the wall and it's like there's Jimmy Hoffa's in there.
I got Jimmy Hoffa, part of Jimmy Hoffa under my kitchen floor that we just took up today.
Oh boy, it's crazy.
I was afraid they were going to find Hoffa. You know what else is crazy? My floor is on a slant, like I'm like a Batman villain house. So they got to re-level the floor. Yeah.
How the hell did that happen?
because they put an extension on my kitchen in the back, like in the 70s, and there's 2 floors. So one floor is really good, and one floor is not so good.
Oh boy!
But when they took the siding off, they found all kinds of termite damage, wood rot, water rot, all kinds of crap.
That's what happened to me. There was a leak, and I didn't notice, and we took out the sheetrock. It's all molded.
Yep. And where were you shopping for those home supplies?
I went to Lowe's. Yeah.
Lowe's, our new sponsor for the radio. We just got Lowe's as a sponsor.
Really?
Yeah, hold on. Let me do the commercial real quick. Lowe's, for all your home improvement needs. I just bought my new storm door at Lowe's.
Yeah, right. I'd rather go to Lowe's movie theater.
Oh, right. That's where I saw all the Star Wars movies as a kid. Lowe's.
So, John, why don't you introduce your guest? Introduce the show and the guest to all the listeners and viewers out there.
That's true. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Producer.
No problem.
If it wasn't for Bobby, this show would be awful. I wouldn't be the number 1 show. I'd be like the number 800. You'd be like number 2 in your own time slot on this network. In my own time slot on this network, I'd be the number 2 show. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special guest co-host tonight. He is come back. We've been trying to get him on about once a month because he is the greatest movie trivia guy in the world. Please welcome my special guest co-host. Say your name.
Gloria Steinem.
Gloria Steinem is back.
Yeah, no. It's always a pleasure to be here, but I'm not usually late. What happened to Bobby?
Bobby,
I'm here. I just didn't want to distract you guys.
No, I'd rather see you than look at this little Martian TV.
Well, sometimes Bobby has to go out for coffee, so we don't want to.
Well, no, that's all right.
Bobby's the best. He's the best producer in the business. Yes, we do.
He's like Gary Delabate.
You know how much this show would suck if it wasn't for Bobby?
Oh, I don't know. No, I think it's top quality. You're the number 1 show on your time slot.
On this network, yes, for 33 episodes in a row.
In this category too.
Yeah, but
in this category,
the Iron Eagle reunion is becoming more and more of a reality.
That is awesome. So
I have everybody on board. Lou Gossett's assistant's a nightmare to deal with.
Who do you got coming on the show from Iron Eagle?
Right now, I got Jason Gedrick. Jerry Levine declined. Jerry Levine. One of Doug's friends, one of the kids. Land the plane, Doug. Land the plane.
Oh, that guy, Land the plane.
Yeah, he played Styles in Teen Wolf.
Right. He goes, Packer had me loose in the World Cup. Land the plane.
Yeah.
Had Notcher had Packer loose in my oil cap. Land the plane. Yeah.
What was the name of the guy that bought it? That couldn't fly that and got killed.
Wait, hold on. He was flying.
I'm going to start right off the bat. I'm going to give you a.
Oh shit! He's already started with the trivia. Hold on. This Louis Gossett Jr. said it. He goes, "That's what happened to the something kid, all right." Is that what happened to? Don't tell me. We might have to come back to it later.
Oh wow! What was the name of the?
I'm embarrassed. You already embarrassed me.
What is the name of the? They called it a certain name. Larry B. Scott from Revenge of the Nerds. He played Reggie, right?
Yeah, played Reggie.
You're coming up on blank blank. This is where blank bought it.
The
got
face
him
of the mountain.
Got him already. Got him already. Right out of the box.
Devil's Face.
There you go.
It was, right? Devil's Face.
Don't be Googling it on the slide. I see what you're doing with your hand. Hands up.
Hands up. I got my hands in the air. I'm not Googling.
All right, Devil's Face is correct.
Devil's Face is correct. That's where the Branson kid bought it?
Yes. What was his first name?
Jimmy Branson?
Jimmy Branson.
Was it? Am I right? Look, I got my hands right there. The audience can't see, but Carlo is a man of integrity. He will tell you I didn't lie.
How do you know I don't? How do I know that you don't have? How do I know that's not a 20 with a bunch of ones wrapped inside of it?
It's real.
I want to see your cheat sheet notes because you might have been trying to get me with that. And you're like, "What? I know it." Okay.
Nothing. I got Lowe's written down.
Okay.
Lowe's.
The sponsor for this evening.
The sponsor is Lowe's. The Branson kid, yeah, that's right. So that was a great picture. So okay, so I'm gonna throw you one. I'm gonna throw you one. Let me see. Well, I think you know the answer. I think we talked about it one time. Who is the name of the enemy fighters? Which one was the most heavily armed?
Oh, Major Giraldi.
Fully loaded. Have him land on this field at once. Yes. Flight Commander, this is Colonel Lakesh. Respond immediately.
What is the name of the town where they said where they were holding his father?
El Kareem?
El Kareem.
Where's your air support? I only came in with Chappie Sinclair, but they took him out at El Kareem. Did you get the Iron Eagle suite that I sent you that's on YouTube with the music? Did you get that?
Oh, I have had the soundtrack for years. Wrote it at Gypsy.
No, but you had the musical score soundtrack too? I never found that.
Yes, everything. I have my favorite.
All right.
My favorite song on that whole soundtrack is "Old Enough to Rock and Roll" by Rainey Haynes.
Yes.
When he's flying.
Yep.
Okay. When Doug realizes he's in trouble, he's in the plane with his father, and he says, "Dad, 2 more MiGs jumping us," and he goes, "Pull up hard." What was the name of the guy that was American?
Blue Leader, Major Dwight Smiley.
Oh, come on, coming out swinging.
Oh, bam. Attention identified aircraft. This is Major Dwight Smiley of the United States Air Force. You are following one of our F-16s in international airspace. Do you wish to engage? Sir, the MiGs do not wish to engage at this time. Were you able to retrieve Colonel Masters? Please.
There you go.
Please. Oh, I love that part. That's the best part. This is Blue Leader. Do you read? They're ours, Dad. They're Americans.
That's funny. I had one of those things that he had on his leg. Those Sony Walkmans.
The cassettes. Yep. You had that on the leg?
I had that, years ago.
I mean, I had a knee board when I was a pilot. I had a knee board they velcroed the knee board onto your leg, so you had all your paperwork. It's like a little desk on the.
Oh wow, that's funny.
I didn't have a cassette, but yeah, I had the.
I'll get you.
Let's see. Hold on, I'm going to pull up the soundtrack real quick so people can. Basil Pada, whatever his name is. Polydorus. See, that's why you're here. You're great with the pronunciation.
Well,
I do appreciate you coming on.
He's big.
He's huge.
Yeah.
I do appreciate you coming on, Carlo. We were supposed to have you on in 2 weeks, and I said, "Why?" I said, "What's the like in Schwarzenegger and True Lies? What's the point of waiting?" Because I want to have you on like once a month. And,
today was just messed up because of the bathroom, but I'll come on anytime. I don't care. I like doing trivia. I think it's so much. I'm going to try and get you with one.
Here we go. Yeah, that's the soundtrack.
Yeah.
So what's amazing is, I love this stuff. He did amazing stuff. I love this. All right, that's the soundtrack for Iron Eagle. Do you know where that was filmed, the picture?
I was actually, because I interviewed Larry B. Scott. A lot of it was done in Arizona.
Yep. So the American parts, like where he's flying the steak, was Arizona. But do you know where the F-16s were from?
Probably Colorado Springs.
They were actually not American. They were Israeli F-16s.
Really?
The Americans wouldn't make the movie.
Yeah.
So they had to go to the Israeli military for the F-16s, and the MiGs were Israeli Kafir, K-F-I-R airplanes. That was the MiG. Hold on a second. I might have one right here on my thing. No. I've been rearranging all my airplanes, but I have an Israeli Kafir. Hold on. Yes, I do have one. Ask me another question while I go retrieve the MiG.
Okay. I'm trying to think of a good one. The Iron Eagle, they had like their own little club, and it was all military kids from. What are the two colonels that Doug interacted with? Well, what the one colonel that he interacted with when his father got kidnapped. And what was the one colonel's name who was a father of one of his crew?
Milo's father.
Right.
Well, Colonel Blackburn was the one that told him his father was shot down.
It takes a whole heap of time just to make a phone call.
We don't even have diplomatic relations with the bastard. So this is the plan. See, notice it?
Yeah, it looks yeah.
Those are Israeli markings. I mean, the audience can't see, but I'll post a picture after the show. That's the Israeli Kafir. I have the model of it here. And then this is the F-16. This F-16 is painted in Top Gun colors. This F-16 is painted in regular colors. Regular Air Force, Hill Air Force Base. And then this one is Top Gun, because the Navy bought them as their MiG simulators. So usually there's like a plane that's a MiG that has, they get as close as performance as they can to the MiG, and that's the plane that they use as the enemy, the aggressor.
Stupid question. You're in aviation, or what are you, an engineer?
So no, I was a undergraduate. My undergraduate degree is in aeronautics, double major in business management, and then I went to work for a magazine called Aviation Week. I was there 12 years, so I know a lot about aerospace. It's a big aerospace background, and then I worked for a defense contractor.
Oh,
so yeah.
Then you work for Grumman?
No, I won't say, but I used to work for a defense contractor. But it was like a company like that.
Yeah.
And then I did a stint with CIA.
Right.
Was with CIA for a while. So.
Did you work with Lockheed Martin?
I work with a lot of companies. I did some work at Area 51. I did some,
Does that really exist?
Yes. They just built Area 52. They finally got the money.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
They put it in a drive-through.
I saw a thing about Area 51 that showed the SR-71 flying like at Mach, and it was blurry. It looked like a UFO, and they're like, that's what they were talking about all those years. Because all those ghost programs that, that come out after the fact. So what's your Iron Eagle question?
I'm trying to think now. I haven't watched it in so long, but there's a...
Oh, so who was the other colonel? Who was Milo's father's name?
The one that they got all the plans from.
Yeah, like they could just walk into those places and get intelligence.
It's funny because I have a friend of mine. He was a lieutenant general in the Air Force. He was 4 stars. He's an older guy. He just retired. He came on the show, and now we're best buds. He lives in Las Vegas. He says that would never happen. Those kids, you would never be able to commandeer a plane like that. That is such a fantasy.
Oh, to get the plane. Yeah.
All right, so the guy who Milo's father was Colonel Bazin.
Right.
All right.
Didn't the woman have to go down to the mainframe or something?
Yes.
Like, and then she just leaves the terminal so he can go in. There's no way that they would leave the protocol. I went to see somebody one time at the White House, and she was in the Eisenhower building, and they said, "Oh, your visitor is here." She said, "Just give me a second." So she had to go on her desk, put everything into a folder, fold it up, lock up whatever was, sensitive, and then the rest had to be filed. And then once her desk was clean, her computer was off, then I could go over and talk to her.
Well, did they allow her to bring her IUD?
What's an IUD? What's an IUD?
You don't know what an IUD is?
No.
Come on, dude. I know you're pulling my leg.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
An IUD is an intrauterine device for birth control.
Oh, I don't know. How would
I don't know if that's your gumad or not. I don't know.
No. It was a professional thing. In fact, I just met her that day. She was a friend of a friend that was giving us a tour of the White House. But what else? So Iron Eagle. So what else we got? What are the name of the exercises that are flown to establish international airspace?
Freedom of. Freedom of navigation?
Yep, freedom of navigation exercises.
Yeah. And then the missing man formation for Colonel Sinclair.
Colonel Sinclair. Okay. Already in position, sir.
What building, when they were mapping it out, what building did Chappie say was the pepperoni? There's one.
Slappies. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a big one. That was and it switched. He's like, no, that's the Ministry of Information. That's the...
Yeah. And then he goes, what's this building? He goes, oh, that's my lunch.
That's right. They were planning out the... that's true. That was a good one. What was the... there's so many mistakes in that movie, too. Like, when you look at, like, the planes, first they have no missiles, then the next scene they have missiles. They substitute 2-seaters, 1-seaters, so when they went on the rescue mission, they both had 2-seaters. Right. But, there's a lot less fuel in a 2-seat F-16 than a 1-seat. I think it's 17% less fuel, if memory serves me right.
Yes. The building was the where they were holding his father.
That was the prison.
Yeah, that was the pepperoni.
That was the pepperoni.
Yeah,
I like when he goes. They are having trouble finding a jeep suitable for your purposes. Bullshit! You got a whole town full of them. You just lost the refinery.
Yeah. See how they like losing $100 million in oil.
Looks like they're going to be importing oil this year, Chappie.
Who did he hitch a ride with when Chappie went down with the Mayday?
A Russian trawler.
No.
What do you mean hitch a ride?
Remember when he went down and they thought he was dead?
Yeah, he goes, I had to do a little paddling until I got picked up by the Egyptian trawler.
Egyptian? You said Russian.
No, Egyptian trawler.
Right, now that's correct. The first answer was incorrect.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Here's one for you. What was the name of the Air Force base that after Chappie went down and he dug his plane at tape, he goes, right now you must be Helicon Air Force Base. What country?
That's Greece. I know that well.
Right now, if I were you, I might be thinking about making a flat-out run for Helicon Air Force Base in Greece.
There's something they may not know. How many?
How many planes? They will know how many planes there are. Tell them there's more of you. That was great.
Yeah. Let me see. I'm thinking. Ooh. I'm going to switch gears. You ready?
Yes.
Stephen Falcon. What was his son's name?
Joshua. War Games? We're going to War Games now?
Where was he? Well, what island did he live on in Oregon?
He had the thing with the remote control pterodactyl.
Yes. What did he desperately need? When David Lightman and Ali Sheedy, who played, what did he say? He goes, "Is either one of you a
paleontologist?"
I'm desperately need a paleontologist.
First of all, let's just get this out of the way. Ali Sheedy looked amazing in that movie.
Yeah, that's it. After that, she went downhill.
Oh my God, I had the biggest crush on Ali Sheedy after that movie.
She was, you know what she played in that was really interesting? Remember the CSI?
She was in that?
The original. She was the miniature killer.
Oh.
There was a big arc where they had this person who was killing people, and she would make miniature figures. They called her the miniature killer. But all
right, here's a question. Here's a War Games question. Finish your thought. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Give me that question.
What was the password that was active that when he went to go see the principal, he took the password to get into the report cards? What was that password?
I knew that because they had it on the desk with all the crossed out.
Now, if I'm not that good, but if you're really good, you know the crossed out password too. But the active one, I'll settle for the active one.
Oh. You got me on that one. I used to know. Pencil, that's right. I knew it was something school related because it wasn't that hard.
Wasn't that hard to figure out?
Yeah.
Now, we got to ask your Air Force friend this, because I don't even know the answer myself, but I think I know. You know, like when they kept showing them, like, going in and out of the mountain, like when those guys come to investigate, and they don't close that blast door routinely. They only close it during emergencies. I remember seeing a thing on 9/11 that was the first time it had been closed since the Cold War.
Oh, probably not. When they close up the mountain,
Yeah,
it depends on the DEFCON condition.
Right. If it's for a drill, that's one thing. But 9/11 was the first time that Cheyenne Mountain was closed up in a real world threat scenario.
Well, that is a real thing. NORAD is real.
NORAD is totally real. That everything about that is real. They just a couple of months ago when COVID hit, they shut the mountain again. What they do is they have crews that rotate 30 days. They're down there for 30 days. The new crew that comes in to relieve them has been quarantined for 14, and then they go into the mountain and they serve because they have to make sure that they have a command and control in Cheyenne Mountain and in all of our nuclear forces, whether they be submarine or bombers. Because if you have half the military down with COVID, like that carrier that got overwhelmed, well, you have to have that nuclear deterrent. It has to be credible. If we were infected and the enemy wasn't, like China or Russia, they could make a surprise launch attempt on us, try to take out some of our weaponry, and then we can't respond. And then they come to us with an ultimatum. I've seen these scenarios many times. The ultimatum is, if you don't surrender, we'll go after your cities. And then we have no credible deterrent with which to retaliate. So that's why they have to make sure that those weapons are ready, credible, and can be deployed within 25 minutes.
Okay. The general. Okay.
At the end, Lance Legault?
No, we're on War Games.
Oh, we're on War Games. General Bellario.
Oh, Bellario, right. So now, when he says, give me the senior controllers at each of those stations, what were the 3 controllers and what were the stations that he spoke to?
One kid was an airman. He's like, the senior controller's not here right now.
Right. I'll take 2 out of the 3.
Who are you? Airman Doherty, sir.
Airman Doherty is correct.
Airman Doherty.
Sir, this is Airman Doherty. The senior controller's not here right now.
And then the other one was, there was a colonel.
Right.
But that guy's voice for that colonel
was
the one that did the original announcement at the beginning of the movie. Like, you hear that guy's voice twice. It was Colonel.
Lieutenant Colonel.
Lieutenant
Elmendorf, yeah.
Elmendorf Air Force Base. Oh, what was that guy's name?
Lieutenant Colonel
Hodges?
No, Hodges.
Tell me.
There was 3 of them. I can only remember 2 out of the 3.
Well, Airman Doherty, you remember.
Right, and then I remember the Lieutenant Colonel, but I don't. Somebody was at Grand Forks, I think it was.
Right, Grand Forks, right. And what was the other guy?
The colonel was Colonel Bowers.
Colonel Bowers.
Lieutenant Colonel Bowers.
Right.
The middle guy, I don't remember. So you look that up.
You want me to look it up now?
Yeah, go ahead. Do your research. And then I'll think of another question.
War Games.
I was watching Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and I can never get tired of watching Phoebe Cates.
Yeah, well, I mean, come on.
I don't know why she stopped acting. She had kids with Kevin Kline, and then she like retired.
Wait, she was with Kevin Kline?
Yep, she married him.
Isn't that a little bit of a?
He was much older than her at the time. Yeah.
Not only an age difference, but isn't there a good looking
generation gap?
Ratio?
Never mind an age. Yeah.
Yeah, but like she's like in a different.
He's got to be 15 years older than her at least.
Yeah,
unless she divorced him, but as far as I know, she's still married to him.
Wow. Was it Colonel? Well, who was Colonel Vindman?
That I don't remember. Vindman.
Oh, that was the guy. No,
that's the guy from the impeachment trials. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Vindman. Get the hell out of here with that shit.
No. It came up in the search. I'm like, how could that be? It's not related to that. How did that come up? We gotta find out that answer. I can't. Oh wait, unless it's in the cast. Maybe it's in the cast. Who did the voices? Would they list the people that did the voices?
Yeah,
Airman?
let me see. Oh
shit! There was so many people in that movie. I like General Bellario. That guy was cool.
Yeah.
Professor Falcon, you picked a hell of a day for a visit.
Let's see. War Games movie.
Oh, what did he tell those guys that we've had men in these silos since when? Remember that?
No.
Gentlemen, we've had men in those silos since before any of you were watching Howdy Doody. I sleep a lot better knowing those boys are down there. War Games 3 impact sites. Let's see if that, because those are supposed to be the first impact. Oh, here we go. I got the clip.
Air Force Base.
Someone needs help customizing and saving with Liberty Mutual.
Lieutenant Colonel Bowers.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All stations, this is Crystal Palace. Stand by for a message from Brass Hat.
Brass Hat.
Yep, Crystal Palace.
Acknowledge.
There we go. Colonel Chase, 319th Bomb Wing.
There you go. That's what I can. And then Loring Air Force Base.
Loring Air Force Base. Yeah, I'm watching the clip now.
That's all right. Who are you?
Hammond Doherty. Yep, we got them all. It was Colonel, the 319th Bomb Wing. Yep.
That's cool, man. Let me see. I'm trying to think now. Who did Jeff Spicoli blow his reward money on?
I haven't seen that movie in so long.
Am I keeping you up, John, or
No, I'm just trying to think. I was very tired today. I
can tell by your hairdo. It looks like you combed your hair with a helicopter.
I didn't even comb it today. I was so tired. I was
definitely
have
a face
today.
for radio. What?
That's why I love the radio. They don't see. Hopefully he kept it on audio.
Yeah.
Let's
you
see,
should do a video once in a while.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or you like that theater of the mind thing.
Maybe when I'm back in the studio, you know what it is? Nobody wants to look at me. I mean, if I have...
Why not? If they could stand LaRocchia, they could stand you.
All right, I cannot believe we are going back to a movie that's like 40 years old, over 40 years old.
I can do that chapter and verse all day long. Come on, dude. Jeff Spicoli, he got reward money. What did he blow it on? It says it at the end too. The credits.
Hold on. What's somebody from the audience answer? Ask that question again, Carlo.
All right. In the movie Fast Times at Ridgemont High, at the end of the movie, Brad, played by Judge Reinhold, who you may remember as Billy Rosewood from Beverly Hills Cop, he's working in a convenience store, and Spicoli comes in, and well, anyway, that's not even true. Spicoli saves a girl from drowning.
Right.
Doing his surfing thing, and he got his reward money. What did he blow his reward money on? As per the movie, what it said at the end.
So we're going to give the audience time to comment. I'm watching the comments. Now I have a question. A different movie. Do you remember what other movie Judge Reinhold was in when he sold stereos?
Stereos. Oh, wasn't he in Ruthless People?
Yes.
Oh, Debbie's here, but she can't come to the phone right now because my dick is in her mouth. Danny DeVito is the greatest.
So it's funny because I got a wrong number recently, and the guy if the guy calls me once, and I said, sorry, you got the wrong number. So no problem. So then, I know he's going to probably call back because he doesn't know if he misdialed or he actually has my number, but it's wrong. So he calls back again. I'm like, nah, it's still me. He's like, oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'm like, nah, don't worry about it. Wrong number. Then he calls me back again. So I try to make him laugh. I go, this is President Trump. Thanks for calling the White House. And he goes, and now he obviously was not a Trump fan. He went off.
Really?
He was going nuts. Yeah, that was pretty funny. But I was just trying to be, have fun. I mean, well, 20 years ago, even if you didn't like the president at the time, when I would call as the president, Bush, Obama, Clinton, Reagan, Bush, people would get a kick out of it. Like I'd call them for their birthday. I'd call them for they had a baby. It's like, please hold for the president. But now people are like,
what do you think Trump thinks about that book by Mary Trump?
I think it's a total disgrace. And she's, I didn't spend a lot of time with her, and now I'm glad because she wasn't very well liked in the family.
He said that on Fox yesterday.
Hey, John, do you believe the polls that he's way down?
No, I don't. I don't know how close the race is, but I do know that in 4 years, and I used to be a pollster 4 years ago, and I still talk to my colleagues in that profession. 4 years ago, people were not willing to say who they were voting for. Now, with all of this other stuff going on, with these, being berated, people are not going to tell you who they're voting for.
Well, there are people that are vocal about it, but
yes, and I don't think. And I also saw Kellyanne Conway talking about the sampling. They were very low on the Republican sampling. So I know I met her once, twice. Rented her focus group facility in Washington about 10, 12 years ago. And she knows polling. She's very well regarded in the industry. She wasn't in politics then. I met her when it was, I was doing business to business polling. She's top notch. She's very scientific in her, always had a great reputation for sampling and hyper. And that's how she won in 2016. They were laser focused on different demographics in different areas of the country. And that's where they focused the money. So we didn't get anybody that answered that question. So why don't you tell us, Mr. Spicoli? Did we lose Carlo? Oh, no. We got to find out the answer. Get him back. All power to the weapon systems. Star Trek line. I think we got... No, we lost Carlo. All right, so let's see if anybody answered. Nobody answered. Question, I'm going to try to look it up. We just lost Carlo. Carlo will probably try to get back on. So let me just look up fast times at Ridgemont High.
Man, your guests are dropping like flies.
They are dropping like flies. Well, you know what? I am going to Fios in a couple of weeks.
Oh, God, you're going to notice a huge difference.
Yes, next week will be hopefully will be my last show on Optimum, because I cannot get anybody, and I'm a celebrity, so imagine how hard it is for regular people. I can't get anybody to pick up the phone. They will not pick up the phone. I've texted them, emailed them, said, hey, I've got to get my wiring is, the box cracked, I need a new box, outside the house. They want to put me on a robo thing. Have you done this? Have you done? So let me ask you a question, Bobby. Is me unplugging my router going to fix the cracked box outside the house?
Absolutely.
You know anything about that stuff?
No, absolutely not. I mean,
outside is outside. I need a guy. I need a guy. A technician to come.
A Fios tech.
Hopefully we get...
That's the difference between a cable guy and a Fios tech.
Right, a cable guy. And
cable guy. Who wants that guy? Who wants that guy coming to the house?
We got to get Carlo back, because I got to find out the answer to that question.
What the hell is he doing?
Reward. I think he froze up. Maybe he had a reboot. Spicoli's. Oh, he blew it on the. Oh, it's at the end. How could it be so stupid? He did the surfing thing. He went to Hawaii. I'm watching the clip now. You ever see Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Yeah, I don't remember everything about it, though, but I did see it. It's been a while.
Carlo's ridiculous. He knows a movie. He knows every little detail.
Yeah.
He got me a couple times tonight.
But to get that way, you gotta watch these movies more than 2-3 times just to remember every line and stuff.
I can remember movies from long ago, like 80s movies. I can remember more so than more recent movies. Like I remember Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, more so than the newer movies that I may have just seen. Isn't that weird? It's like we remember things further away.
I think the writing is better. There's more memorable lines,
Oh! I was 10 years old when I found out Darth Vader was Luke Skywalker's father.
Yeah.
That was huge.
Yeah.
I was like, I sank in my seat. That's traumatic for a little kid.
You know what's traumatic for a little kid is going to see Jaws when you're like 12 years old. That's traumatic.
I was younger than that. My stupid father took me to see that. That thing scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I didn't go in the water for years.
Thank you. I still haven't gone in.
Just well, how did they know there was one shark?
I don't know, but that was for a young kid, 13 years old, who pretty much just learned how to swim a few years before that. That was not the best thing to do.
Nope. And the actress that played the mother of the Kittner boy that was killed when she slapped Chief Brody, that woman just died in her 90s this year from COVID.
Wow.
So it's amazing. Like 45 years apart, she was the son was a victim in a shark attack, and now she's the victim of this horrible pandemic. It's like this woman, it's bad luck.
Where was that Jaws? It was filmed at what, Amity? They called it Amity, the town.
Amity Island. Yeah.
Was that supposed to be
Martha's Vineyard or somewhere?
Okay, was that supposed to be kind of like set in Long Island? Like, although it wasn't, it kind of felt like it though, right?
I don't know. Those people were assholes though on that show. Like the woman with the motel. Oh, in Jaws 2, he shows them the picture. Oh, it's dark. Is it underwater? Is that why it's so dark? I don't see a shark. You don't see a shark? And then they're like, Brody, don't push it this time. Don't push it this time. He was right the last time. All you idiots were wrong. He knows that there's a shark. He blew one up with a rifle and a dive tank. Don't tell Chief Brody what's right. He should have shot up the beach. I would have shot up the beach if I thought a shark was out there and all the people were out. I would have opened fire on the shark. Why not?
Yeah.
I would have had like an automatic. I would have had like a predator weapon, like Schwarzenegger.
Exactly.
And I would have opened up. I wouldn't have had a pistol.
Yeah.
6 shots.
Exactly.
I would have had like 200 rounds.
You're gonna need 200 rounds just to get one in them, and it's just gonna go into the blubber. They're not gonna feel it.
Right. That's why you need like a rocket-propelled grenade or something for a shark. You want to take out a big great white? You got to get an RPG. Or a flamethrower, something like this. The weapons.
Well, that's
those kinds of weapons.
Exactly how they killed the shark in the first 2 movies, at least. They had to get ingenuity going.
Electrocution and
the tank.
I think Schwarzenegger would have been a great Chief Brody in a remake.
Yeah.
He would go, "Smile, you son of a bitch." And then when he was face to face with the shark, he'd go, "You're one ugly mother." He would say that line from Predator.
I think Schwarzenegger could probably do so many movies over.
So many. But you know who would have been a great Matt Hooper? Al Pacino. This was no boating accident. This was a shark attack. Did you call the Coast Guard?
Oh, man.
I don't think we're getting Carlo back.
No, I don't think so either.
We're almost done anyway.
Yeah, you only got a couple minutes anyway, so might as well start thanking all your sponsors. And
yes, I'm just watching this thing. I was trying to get the answer for the Fast Times thing. We'll have Carlo back in a couple of weeks. Next week, I've got Jack Clunan back on the show. That's going to be a great show. I actually got a whole week in advance. I got the show scheduled. This is fantastic.
You're getting good.
I'm getting good.
You are.
So that'll be our final show of July. Then I got to start looking at August guests. We've got Teresa coming back in September.
Okay.
So we're already a couple of weeks into her return. If she's coming back at the 8-week mark, we're going to check on her weight loss. So we got all kinds of stuff going on. So cool. I want to thank Lowe's. Thank you so much for generously donating my new kitchen set and redoing my entire house in exchange for this free advertising. And who else do I want to thank? We got to thank who was the other sponsor? Let's get Fios as a sponsor. We'll get Fios to donate the equipment.
Yeah, there you go. We send some over to John LaRocchia. He needs help over there.
All right, what has he got? He's got cable?
I don't know what he's got. He comes on his face is all red one day, then he's out of focus and it's focused on his banner 6 feet behind him.
You know what's funny about Optimum? They used to be fantastic. I used to call them up, call a local number, get a guy in Bethpage, woman in Bethpage. You call up, and they send a truck whenever, day or two.
Do you know that they were bought by I think a Swiss company or something?
Altice,
yeah.
And I got to tell you, I noticed a big difference in the service.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear it all the time. And quite honestly, once you switch over to Fios, you're never going to want to go back because the TV is that much better.
I heard the TV is absolutely fantastic. I heard they're doing things that nobody's ever seen.
But the internet is fast. I got the gig internet.
Yeah.
I'm going to get the gig.
Yeah, get the gig. I don't even have the gig. I think I got.
You got what?
I think I got 150 still.
Really?
Yeah. I never have any problems.
The gig internet, though, with the TV, they had a whole package going on.
Yeah.
Where I got a free DVR, free router, I didn't have to rent the equipment.
Mm-hmm.
Everything was a decent price for everything.
Nice.
I didn't get HBO or any of that stuff. I don't watch. I'll get HBO when Curb Your Enthusiasm comes back.
Mm.
Do you watch that show with Larry David?
I haven't in a while, but I used to watch it all the time. Yeah.
See, I'm waiting, and after all these years in comedy, I want my own HBO special. I want it for $5 a month.
Oh boy,
that's hacky. All right, I should probably quit while I'm behind, right, Bobby?
Yeah,
we're gonna end the show.
Definitely.
I want to thank you, of course, as usual, the rock behind the show, the guy that keeps everything going, the coach, the producer. Bobby's fantastic.
Thank you.
And I want to thank my special guest host, the movie genius, Carlo Bellario. We wish him the best of luck with his bathroom remodel. And I'll tweet him after the show, text him, whatever you do. And I want to thank you all for listening, for making this show, the radio, the #1 show on Strong Island Radio on Mondays at 9 o'clock. The 33 episodes in a row. We right out of the gate, #1 show on this network and this time slot. Thank you again for listening. We'll see you next week with my special guest co-host. We're going to have 2 guest co-hosts next week. Jack Clunan and his friend, who we'll talk about that next week.
Nice.
Until then, thank you for listening.